Hello, guys, and welcome back to Quality Shot Tennis. Today, we've got Ben Shelton taking on Taylor Fritz in Toronto. Semifinal matchup, All-American matchup, the first All-American matchup since 2010 between two informed players. Winner takes on Karine Khachanov. Ben Shelton looking for his first Masters 1000 title of his career. Taylor Fritz looking for a second. In fact, nobody left in this tournament has won multiple Masters 1000 titles. Fritz and Khachanov have both won one each. Shelton looking for his first. So it's an interesting tournament now. This is a very interesting semifinal in this event. Let me know who you think all is going to win. That Ted is 1-0 for Fritz. When Fritz was defending his Indian Wells title, they played first round. Shelton won the first set. Fritz managed to clutch it out. They haven't played since. They haven't really played since Fritz has become a top 5 player. Or I mean, I think he was like number 5 in the world at that time, but he's become now a consistently top 5 player. Shelton has also completely changed as a player since that time, at least in terms of quality of play. So it'll be interesting. Let me know who you think is going to win. How are you doing, Max? Good to see you. Congrats to Hatchon for reaching the finals. Yeah, big win for him. Second final of his career. First time since 2018. Both guys currently warming up. Bernardo, how you doing? So happy not Zverev won the tennis match. How's it going, Ghost? Matches today. Are you doing RDX? Who will win? Any guess? Who's gonna win? It's a tough one, this one. I'm gonna go with my gut feeling, and I'm gonna say Shelton is gonna get the win here. That's my feeling. Shelton is playing amazing tennis. I don't think call an upset really, but I think it would be Fritz is the favorite. But I'm gonna take Shelton. I'll take Shelton. I'll take Shelton in 2. I don't know why. I just have a feeling. He was playing amazing in the quarterfinals. I'm going to take Shelton in 2. Let me know your predictions. Screw it. If I know nobody's going to believe me after I said that, but I'm not necessarily like a Shelton fan. I'm not always the guy who's like, oh, Shelton's going to be the third to center in Alcaraz. Like, I'm not that guy. I'm really not. But for some reason, I have a good feeling about him here. He was playing really well in the quarterfinals. But we'll see. If it is 2, it's going to be really close. I'll say Shelton gets the win. I didn't Ghost. I think Shelton won't serve as massive. Kandahar court is fast. Yeah, exactly. He's playing really well on these courts. That's my thoughts too. Both guys are waiting for something here before we start. I don't know what. Let me know your predictions as well. Match is paused, Leone says. Technical difficulty with the live calling system, so slight delay for the start of the match. All right. Well, now we wait in silence. Shelton in 3 because I like a banger. Fair enough. I'm saying in 2, but I'm not saying what I want to happen, you know. I just kind of think it'll be 2. I would also like an epic match. Thanks. Are doing Mawanatola. You might have to tell me like your real name, just not because I want to because I need to know, but because I'm not going to be able to say that username. Thank you, Max. Appreciate it. Got it today. It's nice that Shelton has reached the semis in an ATP Masters 1000. Yeah. First time for him, but listen, he's already been the semis of a slams twice, so it's not really, it's technically a new moment, but it's not like functionally, it's not really that new of a thing because he's been the semis of a bigger tournament, so bound to happen real soon. Where you can watch this, Tennis TV, Tennis Channel. It's as far as I know where you can watch it. And they really should have gone with the Mohawk like I recommended. I tried to at first, Ghost, but they kind of messed it up, as you can tell. There have been technical difficulties with the voice. It's Canadian. It keeps calling balls oot instead of out. How do you think of this, man? Oot. Is that what Canadians even say? Oot. You know they say a all the time. I know they say a all the time. They're crazy polite. Oot. I guess they have that thing with the with saying that sound. Yeah. Fritz is leaving the court. How long of a delay is this going to be? By the way, it is 10:30 o'clock in Toronto. So it's already a late night match because, I mean, the semis only started at 7 o'clock, and Khachanov and Zverev have like the longest rallies ever, and they played 7-6 in the third, 3 hours long. Same time where I'm streaming from, by the way. It's like 10:30 at night. So we're going to start at like 11. The match goes 3.5 hours. We're going to be playing at like 3 in the morning. Welcome to tennis. Do you think they play video games back there? Fritz does. Are you asking me if Fritz plays video games while he's waiting? Yes. I think if you ask Fritz, he would say yes. That seems like a classic, exactly what Fritz is doing. Anthony, what do you think about this Thursday final? I don't like the Thursday final. I mean, I've spoken out about how much I don't like the 2-week Masters. Sinner just also said he doesn't like the 2-week Masters, which I'm glad he said that, as a reigning world number 1 and best player in the world. And I don't like the scheduling of it. A big final shouldn't be played on a Thursday. It looks ridiculous. Sunday final. It's when finals should happen. It makes sense. It's at the end of either 1 week or 2 weeks, but just in the middle of the week, it feels so weird and disjointed and anticlimactic in a way. It's strange. I don't like it at all. Yeah, same. The 2-week Masters creates so many problems. Yeah, I mean, I don't like it at all. I mean, I don't know. You make these arguments like it helps WTA and ATP combined tournaments. It allows for a bigger draw and more players to play, but there are so many problems with it, and it just becomes such a bore, honestly, at the start of the second week. I'm not going to lie. Like, I think Sinner said when he was saying about 2-week Masters and how good they are, he was like, well, it's good for the fans. Well, thank you, Yannick, but I am a fan, and I agree with you. I don't like them either. I don't think they're good for the players, and also I am about as big of a tennis fan as you can get, and I get super bored at the start of the second week. Because they have, 2 matches going on a day. Most of the days, nothing is happening, even though, the first few days of a Masters are super exciting. You have so many matches going on, so many fun players, and then like it's all building up so much excitement. And then there's like a lull for like 3 days because you have Carreno Busta playing against Batista Agut and Khachanov playing Korda, and then those are the only matches on that day, and you're like, what is happening right now? Is this a Masters 1000, or is this like, I don't know what's going on? You zone out and tune out. It's like I want quality over quantity. It's like it doesn't need to be 2 weeks long. Just give me 1 week banger after banger after banger. I don't need this weird lull moment. I don't need it drawn out over 2 weeks. I don't like it at all. And I know many will disagree with me, but I don't like it at all. Speaking of 2-week Masters, though, something I could do while the match is yet to start is I have been taking a close look at the Cincinnati draw. So I can do that. And then if I finish with that and then they're not back, I'm going to hop off the stream, and then I'll come back once they get back on court. I'm going to take a look at the draw of Cincinnati. It is best of 3, yeah. Best part of 2-week Masters is you have more opportunities to turn the corner and find Carlos. Okay. Only in your dreams, Ghost. Only in what your imagination, Ghost. Tournaments. Draws. So I don't know if I'm going to look at the women's draw too, but just looking at the men's Cincinnati draw. I mean, Sinner's going to dismantle Golan or Capriva. Thank you very much. Unless I haven't really seen Capriva play unless he, but he's not, he's not like a 19-year-old no one's heard of either. He's 28 years old. So anyway, Sinner gets through that. Diallo, underrated. I mean, kind of having the best year of his career by far. So yet. Gofa against Baez, against Diallo. I mean, any of those three players can get through that, but they're going to lose to Sinner anyway. Mahach, Thompson, Manarino. Yeah, I mean, none of those guys can really challenge Sinner, except I'd say, I mean, Jari, you always kind of have to take a look at, but even if he takes a set off Sinner, Sinner is going to win in 3. But he's one of the guys I can definitely see taking a set off Sinner, because at his best, he's really good, pretty complete player. And has some big shots. Tommy Paul is dangerous. In fact, he pushed Sinner to 3 sets in Canada 1 year. And didn't he won the first set against Sinner and Rome with a breadstick in the semis, I think. So he can actually play Sinner pretty well, but I guess you have to bet on Sinner in like every single matchup. But Tommy Paul is like the one dangerous player. Mahach can be semi-dangerous, but I would say Tommy Paul is the only name there. But I don't really think Tommy Paul is that like in form right now. And I'm always like very high on Tommy Paul, but I don't think right now he's playing that well. So anyway, Sinner's got a pretty good draw, all things considered. Casper, FA, not in form. Tsitsipas, not in form. This next quarter, Law of Opportunity, Musetti, also not in form. I mean, there are only like 6 male players that are in form right now, and Bublik is one of them. And so is Darderi. Emilio Nava in the draw. He'll probably beat Chorich, because Chorich is not winning very many matches whatsoever. He's barely winning matches. And Emilio Nava is quite good. So I would like to see Nava against Fritz. I mean, if Fritz goes all the way here, he might be a bit tired for that match. So you never know. Nava could do something interesting. I don't know if he'd win it, but he can make it interesting. Sonego is underrated. He could have a sneak run. I wouldn't be surprised. Fokina, if he's healthy, he's one of the 6 in-form male players that I mentioned. Fonseca against Fokina could be fireworks. Caboli there is also interesting. Tiafo also there in the draw. Mickelson. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. Let me see if I can present. Let me see if I can share the draw I'm looking at. Make it easier to watch. I'm going to try to share my Cincinnati draw that I'm looking at. Is that visible? I might have to make that even larger, right? I think that might be good. I guess that's good. Okay. Yeah, from that section that I would just looked at, I mean, I would take a look at Fokina. I mean, none of those players are in form. Fritz is in form, but he doesn't play well in Cincinnati. I've never liked Fritz in Cincinnati. I just don't think he likes those conditions at all. So I kind of, and it's going to be hard to do Cincinnati and Canada and then Cincinnati back to back. So I reckon that I don't think Tsitsipas is getting through with his form right now. Sonego is a sneak. Fokina is a sneak. We'll see if Fokina is healthy. Caboli is playing pretty well. Tiafo is dangerous. Tiafo is defending as well, and he's actually done pretty solid for the most part when he's had to defend titles. Not that that's, I think, the biggest factor of anything in anything. Yeah, I don't know. It could be somebody kind of unexpected like Caboli or Sonego, to be honest, in that section. It's very open. Runa, Shelton. Shelton, I feel like, can carry on his sort of momentum in a way, although he is playing a lot of tennis. Nishikori, Shelton could be interesting. 2 flashy players. Nori is pretty informed too, to be honest. Medvedev, I would like to see him start being more consistent. He's putting together a few good matches here and there, and then he's playing really bad in a match and losing it. So he needs to get it together. This is his time of the year. Hachinov, I don't even know for sure he plays Cincinnati. We'll see. If he does, obviously he's very in form. Although Zverev completely fell apart in that tiebreaker. Just had like 3 unforced errors to end off the tiebreaker. Monfils is there. He's always somebody to watch, but I don't think he's played since Roland Garros. Nakashima is dangerous. He's good. Zverev, obviously dangerous. Where's some other good matches down here? Bellucci and Alcaraz, if Bellucci wins. Mattia Bellucci, one of the most fun players to watch so a match against Alcaraz would be extremely fun to watch. Also Shapovalov, if he takes on Alcaraz in whatever, round 16 or whatever that would be. Also Menzik against Alcaraz, so that would be quite good. Yeah, I'm expecting Alcaraz to have a good performance for some reason. I think last year probably left a bad taste in his mouth. But he's played well in Cincinnati before. Remember that final? He had a championship point against Djokovic to win the whole thing. He was playing amazing tennis, so he can play well here. Popyrin, I kind of don't think is going to do as well as he has in Canada. Kipson, I like that name. I got a chance to interview him in Little Rock. Very good American player. Nakashima. But I mean, looking at all these players, like they're good players every now and again, but it really seems like Sinner and Alcaraz is quite likely. We'll see it. We'll see if somebody can stop that. I don't think anybody is beating Sinner in, like, let's say the semifinals, because the second quarter is nothing. Like, there's nobody there that can beat Sinner. So I would be surprised. It's good to see Jerry Shane back as well. Who can stop Sinner and Alcaraz here? Fokina, I kind of don't think so, just because in the big points, it kind of falls apart for him. I mean, I guess Tiafoe is feasible, although not likely. Shelton is possible, but we'll see if he's tired from Washington and Cincinnati. So it might be another Sinner Alcaraz final, and on hard court, Sinner probably is going to win. So very boring kind of thing, or very predictable, but it might just end up being like that. I could also, I guess, imagine something crazy, like someone just random beating Alcaraz, like Mattia Bellucci or someone, but I don't expect that to happen for Sinner. But we'll see. Sinner against Tommy Paul in Cincinnati. You know, I guess stranger things have happened. I remember Tommy Paul pushing Alcaraz in Cincinnati. Really good 3-set match. Almost beat Alcaraz in straight sets. Alcaraz managed to clutch that one out. That was last year, I'd like maybe 2 years ago. But for the most part, it's probably going to be Sinner beats Alcaraz in the final. But we'll see. It could be fun. I mean, Mattia Bellucci is the kind of dangerous player. He seems to show up against the matches against top players. So I actually wouldn't be completely surprised. And Shapo plays the match of his life. I kind of doubt that would happen. Yeah, we'll see. But probably Sinner will beat Alcaraz in the final. Bellucci, Alcaraz would be great. Where's Wu? I don't know. I would love to see him. When is match starting? Current delay. Oh, they're warming up again, I guess. Shell and Fritz back on court. I guess. Yeah, they're back now. All right, match is starting up soon. But yeah, I'll say Sinner beats Alcaraz in the final, which is so boring. I kind of have a feeling that might not happen, but I mean, I don't know. Who else am I supposed to pick right now? They played the final of Wimbledon and Roland Garros. It's like, I mean, this would be on a completely different third surface, but who is going to beat them right now? Nobody is playing that well in Canada where I'm like, oh, they're going to beat them. And where's Bublik, by the way? Is he in the draw? I don't even see him here. He's one of the guys that I can imagine beating them, but I don't even see him in the draw. Not that I think he'll beat him, but where is he? Where is our man? Yeah, Bublik is not in the draw, by the way. He's getting ready to win the U.S. Open. He decided he needs to save up his energy. You never know. Yeah, Wu's not playing, but I don't know where he is. Where is he playing this week? Somewhere? He is playing this week. He's playing a challenger in Chicago. So he's probably just like busy playing challengers. I guess he didn't get a wild card or anything. Beat Nakagawa today, Japanese player. Yeah, I mean, he beat Popyrin in Washington. So he was the last person to beat Popyrin before his run in Canada this week. So he's obviously playing a good level of tennis. And he played really well in the couple of matches I saw against Moutet and against Monfils. So he's playing pretty well right now. And against Medvedev, he didn't play that badly. Medvedev played really well. All right, let me put the scoreboard back up. By the way, I also have news is that I will be good news is that I will be going to the Winston-Salem Open as media at the end of this month, which is very exciting. Got a chance to do Wimbledon and also Little Rock Open in June and July, and now I got a chance to do Winston-Salem. So I'm excited. It will just be a few days, 3 days of the event, but I'm excited. They have players like Arthur Feast playing, Sebastian Corda, and a lot of other players, so it should be good. But yeah, all the content will be posted on here. All the different interviews of players and stuff will be posted on the channel, so keep an eye out for that. But I'm really excited. If you have suggestions for questions, email them to me to my business email, and I will ask all of them. No, I'm just joking. But if you have suggestions, then let me know. I don't have a business email. All right, Fritz is serve first. Fritz serve, big, down T. Shelton, block return. It's a good one. Forehands in the net. Good start for Shelton. Just have a good feeling about Shelton here. The way he was playing the last match was insane. Even in Washington, he lost there to Fokina, but that match against Tiafoe, I just felt like it was the best I've seen this guy play. I feel like this tournament is the best level I've seen him put together in a tournament for my liking. So I just have a good feeling about him here. And like I said, this is his first Master Semi, but to be honest, he's not new to this situation. Like, he's been in 2 Slam semis. He knows what it's about. We'll see what Fritz has to say. He was able to challenge Fritz at Indian Wells, where Fritz plays arguably his best. And that was before Shelton got to be where he is now, which is probably still not his peak, you hope, but he's playing well. Fritz, like Shelton, able to clutch up a few matches and also put up a very good performance in his last match. $15.30. Shelton looking for that early break. Fritz able to beat Rublev in his last match, 6-3, 7-6. Clutched up against Lehechka, was down 4-2 in a third set tiebreaker. Managed to pull that one out. Very good performance against Ayalo. Also beat Carbias Baena. Really slowly finding his form in that match. Another rally here. Shelton making some returns. Backhand. Shelton. Down the middle. Forehand now. Fritz goes cross court. Backhand slice of Shelton. It's in the net. 30 all. I will reiterate. I will be at the Winston-Salem Open. That's going to be like August 17th through 19th. So definitely turn on notifications as well for this channel, so you can get notified for all the videos of like interviews and stuff with players during that time. Great forehand winner there from Shelton. But that should be exciting. And hopefully I'll try to see if I can commentate the final that'll happen tomorrow, Hachinov against one of these guys. It's a break point early for Shelton. First game of the match. Fritz missing a first serve. Couple missing this game. Second serve, Shelton. Forehand down the middle. Goes to the forehand of Fritz. Backhand Shelton. Down the middle. Forehand of Fritz. Backhand. Goes to backhand of Fritz. Forehand of Fritz. Backhand the net from Shelton. Trying to inject some pace into that one. Finds the net. It's the first game, but these chances can come and go. You don't get a lot of chances on the Fritz serve. Great ace down the tee from Fritz, and that's why. Once Fritz starts to find the rhythm, it can be unplayable. Advantage to Taylor. Forehand Shelton. It's the forehand of Fritz. Forehand of Shelton again. That goes deep. 1-0 for Fritz. Saves break point. Fights his way out of trouble. Like I said earlier, I'll take Shelton in 2 sets. I have a good feeling about his level here this week. Positive run for Fritz, but I kind of feel like it's Shelton's time to shine. He's looking for that breakthrough. Both guys will know the opportunity. This is the first matchup between 2 Americans in a Masters semifinal in a decade and a half. A decade and a half. Which is crazy. Really, ever since Roddick left the top 5 in the world. Which is crazy to think about. There hasn't been a moment like this where 2 American guys are playing for the chance to play in a in either a Masters final or a Slam final. That hasn't happened, which is crazy. Actually, it did. I'm mistaken. The Slam thing did happen, but it didn't happen in a Masters. I forgot. Tiafoe played Fritz in U.S. Open last year, but it hasn't happened in a Masters semifinal since 2010. I think that U.S. Open semifinal was the first time it happened in a Slam since like 2006 or 7 when Roddick played Robbie Ginepri. I'm pretty sure that's right. U.S. Open 2006, I think. Backhand Fritz, right on the baseline. Backhand Shelton. Goes long. A couple of crazy matches today. Kachanov saving match point. Mboko saving match point. They actually had the exact same score. 7-6 the third, 7-4 in the tiebreak, saving a few match points. Mboko saving a few match points. Kachanov saving 1. Incredible comeback by Mboko. She was fighting hard. Well earned. Mboko is special player, special talent. And she's going to go far. This is just the beginning, you'd hope for her. And shout out to Kachanov. I was actually really excited to see him win that because he deserves more credit for his consistency and his level. So he's been getting to a lot of round 16s, quarters, semis. It's good to see him finally make another big final. He deserves that, no doubt. God, feel happy for the guy. Early stages of this match, Shelton serving at 30-15. Backhand Shelton's in the net. 30 all. Serve Shelton into the body, but misses it long. Second serve. Half a chance here for Fritz. Pull something together on the Shelton serve. Back in return. Good return. Forehand Fritz. Down the line. Forehand of Shelton. Defending a bit. Backhand. Back to neutral. Forehand. Cross court to the backhand of Fritz. Up high. Forehand of Shelton. Now attacking. Backhand down the line. Pulls it long. I don't think he was doing well to put the rally back to neutral, but then he went into attack mode a little bit too quickly, just forcing it a bit, the down the line. I think he should have kept it cross court a little bit more, maybe use some variety, try to slice it, even if that's maybe a little bit uncomfortable for him at times. I think that would have been smarter. I think he is a little bit tempted sometimes to finish the points quickly. Needs to be a bit patient, especially playing a guy like Taylor. The back of the court, I think you got to be patient at times. It's a break point for Fritz. Both guys having some early break points, which is surprising because both these guys are huge servers. Good second serve. Fritz pushes it long. Deuce. 1 break point save for both. Still on serve. Ben Shelton searching eagerly for that first Masters 1000 final. Fritz knowing the opportunity for him to get a second. Forehand chip down the middle. Forehand inside out. Shelton. Backhand of Shelton. Now goes to the forehand of Fritz. Backhand forehand rally. It's going to be pushed long from Shelton. Couple loose balls. Fritz another break point. It's 3 or 4 loose balls in this rally from Shelton. Big serve. Ooh, Fritz blocks it back. Shelton has a chance to come to net, decides to retreat back. Backhand Shelton. Forehand to Fritz. Going cross court. Backhand. Goes down the line. Finds the baseline. Shelton. Forehand. Cross court from Fritz. The backhand of Shelton. Forehand down line. Ooh, Fritz had the winner. And just pushes it. Misses the white line. Finds the green. Fritz knows he had it. Deuce. 5-minute long game here in Toronto. This is an exciting one. This is a big match for both guys, no doubt about it. This is a really important match, and also for this head-to-head as well. It's one of those matches that's you just know it's a big one. I was excited to commentate Shelton Demonor yesterday because I was like, this is a match that is big and also it's very unpredictable. Like I really didn't know who I thought was going to go through. Shelton played amazing. Demonor didn't quite look like himself. But this one, I feel like this is going to be a memorable match no matter kind of what happens because it's a big one in a lot of respects for both of these guys. 2 key players on the ATP Tour, no doubt. The 2 key players from the USA. Going neck to neck. Backhand. Shelton, big winner. 1-1. That backhands look good this week. And that's dangerous. This guy keeps improving. This guy looks confident. He looks cool, collected. Saves a couple break points. That's a dangerous sight for everybody on the rest of the tour. Be assured of that. Yeah, 1-1. And to me, he's one of the most likely guys to have a chance of beating Sinner or Alcaraz. Especially if those guys are playing well. He's one of the few guys I can imagine getting it done. And that's a big thing. And there are very few. Fritz very didn't calibrate it right. The forehand pushes it wide to start off the game. Let me know, guys, and let me know in the chat if Sinner or Alcaraz lose at the U.S. Open, who are the 3 most likely players to beat them? In your opinion, 3 most likely guys. Shelton getting a few forehand errors out of Fritz. Love 30. Not really what I expected out of this match so far. Every single service game has had the returner be quite involved. Forehand Shelton's great approach. Lob, Fritz. Goes to smash of Shelton. Oh, goes right back to Fritz. Lob just goes out from Fritz. Love 40. 3 more for Shelton to try to get that early break. Hell of an approach from Shelton, but Fritz, too central, gave him that chance. Too central, too short, even though it was a great kind of vision from Shelton to find that shot. Backhand, Shelton, ooh, nearly a great pass. Shelton's looked pretty good to me out of that backhand corner. Pretty explosive, moving over to that side. Moving over to his right. But misses that one just. 15-40. Forehand, Shelton. Back into Fritz. Forehand, Shelton again. Misses that one. 30-40. He's got one more break point chance here. I guess the good thing about having a love 40 lead is like even if you waste the 3 chances, you're still even and well in the you're still in the game. Still have a chance of creating more break points, but Shelton better try to put something together here. Shelton at deuce. Shelton doesn't like the ball that they played with. Asking to see the ball. Apparently he thought it was bad, but we play on. Deuce. Big serve. Just missed the mark from Fritz. Second serve. Backhand. Shelton. Forehand to Fritz. Backhand again. Ben. Forehand to Fritz. Cross court. Back into Shelton. Drop shot. Fritz runs. Backhand slice. Down the line. Lob. Fritz. Ooh. Tries to run around and hit a forehand, retrieving the lob, but finds the ground. Great play from Shelton to find that lob because Fritz played a pretty tricky shot. It's good feel. Not sure. I think Fritz goes for that slice shot running backwards. It would have been tough, but he maybe if he just went to kind of scoop it up or but maybe with a little bit top spin hit over it, okay, he could have made it. But it was going to be tricky anyway. Not sure he's no Alcaraz. He's not going to run it down, hit some crazy winners. Deuce here. Serve. Fritz down the tee. Shelton blocks it out. Advantage Fritz, saving 3 break points in this game and 4 break points total. Shelton saved 2 break points. Both guys still on serve. They are 0 for 6 converting break points, or 6 for 6 saving them, no matter whichever one you want to look at it as. Shelton just misses a defensive lob. 2-1. Good hold for Fritz. We're at 2-1, 17 minutes played already. I posed the question, who are the 3 most likely players to beat Sinner and Alcaraz at the U.S. Open? And I'm just going to assume that Draper doesn't play because he's been injured. I think at the U.S. Open, the most likely players to beat them, I would have to put Djokovic in there because he's still playing really well. And he beat Alcaraz at the Australian Open earlier this year, beat him in the Olympics final. Had a great match against Sinner at Roland Garros, even though he wasn't particularly close to beating him, but still played a really, really good high-level match that you could have won any of those sets. So I got to name Djokovic. I would probably name Shelton. I'd probably put Djokovic, Shelton, and Zverev for me as most likely. Tiafoe is up there too, especially at the U.S. Open. Medvedev's got to be in the conversation. Tommy Paul, let's see how he's playing in Cincy. And let's see how Jakub Mensic's playing. Dimitrov, if he's healthy. Bublik. Just a few guys. But for the most part, it's really hard to imagine a lot of guys taking them out, honestly. There aren't many that you can imagine very easily beating Sinner Alcaraz. The gulf is that big right now. Shelton going for a lot of body serves, but I don't think he's made one yet. Backhand slice Shelton. Backhand to Fritz in the net. 15 love. Fritz misses a forehand there. 30 love for Shelton. Backhand from Fritz goes out. 40 love for Shelton. This game. What is going on? Why are we not able to view this match? I don't know what you mean. Why you aren't able to view this match? Match is on Tennis TV. That's where I'm watching it at. I can't show the match. I can only talk about it. ATP has the copyright for the match. So Quality Shot Tennis can't show any of the matches. Or neither can anyone on YouTube. But yeah, unfortunately, Tennis TV, you have to pay for it. But that's the only way I know to watch it. Unfortunately, I wish tennis was more accessible in general. It would be nice if it's they showed tennis more often on ESPN or some. It's 2 games apiece here. Shelton already able to get a few breakpoint chances for him. You have to wonder if he's able to get the break at some point. He's been returning pretty darn well in this tournament and that makes him a very tricky player to play. So you never really can rest against him. 15 love for Fritz. I thought it was on Prime and it's not showing them, but thanks for the information. Yeah, no problem. That sucks. I'm sorry, man. I've had that happen to me before, and it's awful. It sucks because it's only tennis, man, or it's like the biggest sport which you could just never watch. It feels like. I mean, I guess it's like UFC. You have to pay for it. It's just like it sucks. 30-15. It's definitely no basketball. It's like basketball you can access it pretty easily. There's multiple channels. Like tennis, if you have Tennis Channel, great. But if Tennis Channel is busy, showing Naomi Osaka or whoever else, it just makes it really hard. Forehand Fritz, that's in the net. 30 all. Chance here for Shelton. Fritz completely missing that first serve into the middle of the net. Backhand. Shelton. Deep. Back into Fritz. Cross court. Forehand of Fritz. Trying to control the court with his forehand. Shelton. Opportunity there in that rally. Lets it slip away. 40-30 for Fritz. Not a great quality match so far. We're still early stages. 40-30 Fritz. 2-2. We are still on serve. Big ace out wide. 3-2. Easy as you like. Easy as you like. So far, Shelton 2 winners, 10 unforced. Fritz 5 winners, 8 unforced. Not looking that great. If you just look at that. Shelton needs to get this number up too. Can get low for him at times. How many first serves he's making. Good news is even his second serves are pretty difficult, and Fritz is not going to be any Yannick Sinner returning second serve, so it's a little bit of relief there. Yeah, Naomi Osaka's back. She is definitely back. Osaka versus Mboko, what a final. That's an amazing WTA 1000 final to have. Neither are shocking to me. People are going to say, what a shocking final. It's not to me. Mboko, I guess it's slightly surprising it's happened this quick, but I knew that she's bound to the top pretty, like she's a star. And Osaka, it's good to see her back. It's good to see her back. It's shocking just in terms of it happening this soon, I guess, but it's good to see both players where they're at. They're both big talents, to say the least. They're both very good for the game. It's gonna be a great final. I'm hoping this is the start of a kind of comeback era for Naomi. I kind of hope this is the mark of what I was hoping Roland Garros last year against Swiatek was going to be for her, but I'm hoping this is now she's back and she's going to be contending for titles. It's just good. She's very good for tennis, as far as I'm concerned. She raises up the level of the women's game. Great to have a name like that around. Backhand goes to the backhand of Shelton. Jumping volley. Fritz gets a racket on another smash. Put away. Fritz would need a front row seat ticket to even have a chance at returning that ball. 30-15. This is a much more defining match in this rivalry than Indian Wells was. This is really, like I said, the first time that these two guys have played since they have found this level in their careers. Shelton is 5 times better than he was then, and probably so is Fritz, to be honest. I mean, Fritz might be 3 times better. That's probably also an exaggeration, to be honest. But anyway, backhand lob smash from Shelton, put away. Solid stuff. A great athlete, this guy. Combines superb athleticism and a great serve. And you got Pete Sampras light. Shotgun Shelton. 3-3. Pete Sampras light without the 14 slams. He's on his way. If he can even win one, he'll be excited. Fritz making the U.S. Open final last year. Shelton still looking for his first slam final. Smash. Fritz, put away. Funnily enough, though, if I'm not mistaken, Shelton's been to more slam semis than Fritz. I think that was the only. Yeah, that's the only semifinal Fritz has been to out of slam. But I'd probably take one slam final over two slam semis. I definitely would, in fact. Forehand slice that's in the net. It's like asking, would you take well, I don't know. It's like, would you rather have Nick Kyrgios's career at slams or David Ferrer's career at slams? Not David Ferrer, Nikolai Davydenko's career at slams. Davydenko, incredibly consistent at making semis, but he never made a final. Nick Kyrgios, I think, only made like 2 quarterfinals, but he made a Grand Slam final. So, I don't know. Take your pick. That would be difficult. I'd probably take Davydenko in that circumstance. But it's hard to say. 4-3 for Fritz. Huh. Longest gap between 2 ATP Masters 1000 finals for Korean Khachanov. That's interesting. Now I'm wondering what the second most is. What the second longest gap is. What could it be? What would be the second longest gap between, like, what was the longest gap before Korean? That's what I'm wondering now. Maybe Dimitrov? Cincinnati 20 something, 2017, and Cincinnati 2017 and Miami 2024? Possible. Gonna look that up. Shelton with the serve here at 3-4. Big one misses it out. Forehand Fritz, cross court, goes to the forehand of Shelton, inside out. Big winner, 15-love. Serve here from Shelton. Fritz standing a little bit closer for the return. Can't handle the speed. Shelton making that first serve, trying to test Fritz there. 30-love. Backhand Fritz. Forehand of Shelton. Inside out. Forehand of Fritz. Forehand of Shelton. Going for massive forehand there, but misses it wide. 30-15. Absolutely ripped it, but couldn't control it. Backhand Fritz. Great serve. Shelton's serve is just like unplayable sometimes. I really feel like this guy's getting better and better and better. I would like to see Shelton again at this level against Sinner Alcaraz at the U.S. Open. I mean, he's playing really well. This is the best I've seen this guy play. I'm not saying he'll necessarily win, but he's gonna give it a good go at this level. I say as he misses his forehand by about 15 feet. 40-30. Serve here, Shelton. Big serve. 4 games apiece. Serve, Fritz. Backhand of Shelton. Forehand Fritz. Big. Inside out. Forehand of Shelton. Good defense. Gets it deep. That's a tough shot. Out of the corner. Love 15. He had a love 40 lead earlier in this set. He's looking to pounce. Shelton not ready to return there, Fritz. Taking a little bit more time. Backhand Shelton. Misses it long. Ooh, Fritz just missing the serve out wide. Backhand Shelton. Forehand Fritz. Backhand Shelton. Up high. Forehand Fritz. Again, cross court. Forehand backhand slice Shelton. Forehand again to the backhand slice of Shelton. Backhand cross court. Very good from Shelton. 15-30. Shelton coming, it feels like with a higher intensity than Fritz so far. Fritz at times just a little bit. I mean, he's not even playing sluggish. Shelton is looking playing with a very strong intensity out there, and going after his shots. It's working to this point. And Fritz is not making first serve. It's not helping his cause. Forehand down the middle. Forehand to Fritz. Backhand Shelton. Pretty short. Fritz trying to control the court here. Backhand. The forehand of Shelton down the line. Now it's Fritz on defense. That's going to go well long. 15-40. Fritz more successful on... Sorry, Shelton more successful than Fritz on defense so far. Hey, how's it going, Lexi? Good to see you. Shelton wins set 2. Fritz wins set 3. Fritz will win the match. Okay. Let's see. I like it all about Jim. There have been 7 break points. Neither guy has been able to break yet. Forehand down the line. It's a winner. First break of the match coming on the 8th break point for either guy. 6th break point for Ben. And he is playing a very high level. This guy looked very strong in the last match that he played against Demonor. And that's why I picked him to win in straight sets today over Taylor. He's about to serve for the first set. How you doing, Lexi? I'm assuming you're You're rooting for Ben. Huge shot there from Shelton. Fritz just could not handle the pace. He was standing pretty close to the line, and that ball just whizzed past him. Pretty close to the baseline. Just couldn't get a racket on it. Strong stuff. RPMs there too. Fritz looking at his box like he would surprised at the level Shelton could put together. Let's go, Shelton. Yeah. Got a couple people in the chat room for Shelton. See what he can put together. We got also somebody. Also, we got All About Jim saying Fritz going to pull it together at the end and get the win. Let's see. Forehand. Shelton goes big, but too big. Left 15. But he's sending a message to Fritz in the first set here that he's going to go after his shots. Backhand Fritz. Forehand of Shelton. Cross court. Backhand of Fritz. Drop shot Shelton. It's a good shot. Fritz runs. He gets it. Slice behind Fritz and be too good. Shelton is 3 points away. Too strong. Drop shot was a very gutsy and smart play, honestly. Right on the line. Good running from Fritz, but Shelton playing too well. Wasn't going to be good enough. Shelton's locked in. 42 minutes of play. Shelton 3 points away from first set. Forehand, Fritz. Backhand of Shelton. Down the line. Backhand of Fritz. That's in the net. 30-15. It's looking like Shelton first set. See if he can close it off. Shelton winning 12 out of 15 first serve points. Fritz just 15 out of 23. Which is not, abysmal, but it's not 12 out of 15. Forehand, very short from Shelton. Fritz attacks it. That's a winner, 30 all. It's going to be a very big point right here. Mboko, wow, yeah. I'm not surprised. That I don't know. After I watched her play 4 matches at Wimbledon and I got a chance to talk to her for 7 minutes there, I just knew great things were going to happen for her soon. It's going to go long from Fritz. Yeah, Mboko's a star. She's but saving a match point against Ravagna is crazy. Saving a couple match points when she's serving for it. 40-30. Yeah, Mboko on an amazing run. Shelton with set point. Big body serve. Fritz blocks it back. Shelton. Big forehand cross court. First set to Shelton. 6-4, Shelton, first set. Solid. All right, I'm going to hop off for a minute. I'll be back for a second set. Shelton is still. No, Shelton. Okay, both guys are ready to play now. I think we're about to start off the second set. I thought Shelton was off court, but he's not. Shelton has a 1-0 head-to-head against Hatchinoff, by the way. They played Indian Wells earlier this year, and Shelton won 6-3, 7-5. And FRITZ Hatchinoff, their head-to-head is 2-1 for Hatchinoff. That's a good record, to be fair, for Hatchinoff. Although they've only played once since 2020. So, okay. A little bit misleading there. They played at Wimbledon quarterfinal. Fritz getting the win there in a 4th-set tiebreak. Those are the records that are important to know before the final. But not very extensive head-to-heads there. Not a whole lot of matches played between them. Double fault from Fritz. There's a few times now that Fritz looks ready to serve and Shelton doesn't look ready to return, and Fritz is kind of is forced to take a little bit more time and keep bouncing the balls, and is kind of waiting for Shelton a bit to get ready to return. Big ace down the tee from Fritz. Not going to bother him. 30-15. Serve is in the net. Fritz with another serve here. Down the tee, back in. Shelton, forehand Fritz. Back in of Shelton, misses it long. 40-15 for Fritz. Big return, forehand, Fritz, half volley, Shelton. Fritz finds a way through, 1-0. Solid pass. Shelton one set away from a first Masters 1000 final. Hatchenoff waiting for him. This does end up being a big Masters 1000 tournament because, I mean, Zverev was still in. He could win, his seventh, I think, sixth Masters 1000 title. I think sixth. But it's always special to see, either a guy win his first or a guy win his second. I think both of those are huge, huge victories. I think like winning your third, Slam or Masters or something, like it starts being a little bit less, exciting. But that always kind of puts you into a certain category of players. Like if you're a Masters 1000 champion, like you're always in that kind of group of players. And if you're a multi-Masters champion, like that puts you into that group of players. And then obviously if you win, 10 Masters, that puts you in a certain group of players. But I think winning your first, winning your second, those are always very difficult, potentially equally difficult, and also very special achievements, both of them. And one of those is going to happen in this tournament. Backhand down the line, goes to the back of Fritz. Forehand down the line, squash shot, good retrieval from Fritz. I thought he's going to land in. Goes just out. Shelton, 30-15. Cool camera angle here. Brian Shelton watching on Ben Shelton from the coaching box. Obviously, Brian Shelton, very good player in his day as well. Never quite the level Ben is at now, but still a good player in his day. Forehand. It's going to be very attackable for Shelton. Finishes off at the net, 40-15. The tennis scoring system is so weird, dude. Like, I'm so used to it at this point, but it's so weird. Like from the outside, it's like there are no like regular round numbers. Like it's like there's 46, 4. Like you'd expect there'd be like the usual numbers that people use because there's a certain reason to it as humans and people that we like round numbers like 5, 10, 50, 100. Very divisible round numbers, but we chose 40, we chose 6. It's like, and it's so weird. Like the whole scoring system is so weird and backwards, but it works. I mean, it's genius, but it's also crazy, and it's so weird. Also, it's like the umpire announces a score, he doesn't even say 0, he says 15 love. It's like, I don't know, it's so funny, dude. We're so weird. Tennis is so weird. It's like we just want to, it's just attention seeking. We want to be special and stand out from the other sports. There's no timer. We just, we're only counting up. We never count down. Backhand down the line to the backhand of Shelton. Forehand Fritz. Goes to the backhand of Shelton. Forehand of Fritz. Inside out. Forehand of Shelton. Forehand of Fritz in the net. 15-30 Shelton. Starting to feel better about my Shelton in 2 prediction. But let's see. 15-30. Fritz got a clutch up right here. Big serve out wide. Great serve. Great return, to be fair. Volleyed. Shelton's going to be there. Lob. Smash. Put away. It's always gets a little bit difficult when you put up that second smash. Second lob. It's hard to really... Often it's hard to really control that and do anything that is really going to hurt your opponent. Rather than give them a winner, I feel like. It's too good. Serving from Fritz. 40-30. Forehand volley. The deuce side. Lob from Shelton's going to go just out. 2-1 for Fritz. Taylor fighting hard. It was an important game for him. Good serving. You start to wonder if is this going to become a more normal thing? Like, is this just like an outlier? Like, is this an outlier where 2 Americans play in the semis, or is that going to become a more normal thing? To me, I would be surprised if this doesn't happen again within the next 2 or 3 years. I think I don't know if it's going to happen every Masters 1000, but I think it's going to become not. I wouldn't even say more common is the right way of saying it. I mean, technically, yes, but it's going to happen a few more times. Like whether it's Fritz against Paul or Shelton against Fritz again, or Shelton against Paul, or even one of those other guys, Nakashima or one of those guys. I would love to see Korda put himself in the conversation. What's happened with Korda, man? Like that guy is so talented, and he just hasn't found it. So he hasn't played since the French, so I guess he's been injured. So that's what's happened with Korda. Because yeah, I mean he beats Brooksby in straight sets at the French, who was playing good tennis around that time. Before that, beat Tsitsipas and Monfils in Miami, so he was playing well. But yeah, this year has not been the year for him. He hasn't really had that, breakthrough year. He's been number 15 in the world. I didn't even realize he was quite that high. That was 1 year ago, August last year, August 12th. I want to see him playing well. I want to see him in the top 10. He'd be so good for men's tennis. Like I can't say it enough. He'd be so good for men's tennis, but like whatever country he plays for, even if he was Belgium or Japanese or whatever country he plays for, whether he's from Japan or from whatever, or I mean, he does play for the US. I would say this even if he's not American. His game style is so good for the game. Like he hits the ball as clean as anybody. Super talented dude. So I want to see him succeeding. And he has the capability to do so. Just got to put it together. Stay healthy too. Big ace down the tee for Shelton, right on the line. Chalk would have flown up at Wimbledon, 15-all. Quarter too many injuries, so sad, I know. What do you think about second set? I think Shelton's got it. I just have a feeling about him. Wonder when the men's final will be played. Men's finals tomorrow. But I don't know the time. When is the women's final happening in Montreal? Probably be the same time for the men's in Toronto. Hell of a shot from Shelton. Shot of the match so far with the forehand down the line. Great shot. Looked effortless. Looked easy. Looked Rafa-esque. So final in Montreal is going to be at 6 local time. So yeah, I'd say probably around 5 or 6. Seems about right to me. Probably 6. They seem to like the late night matches, so I'll say probably 6 as well for Toronto. Even though I kind of wish the men's and the women's final aren't going to be played at the same time. It would be nice if let's say the men's final starts at like 7:30 or something. Gives the women's final a little bit more space to breathe. Get some more eyes on that match. Big ace from Shelton, 230 kilos an hour. Game for Shelton. Scoreboard's messed up. 2-2. Yeah, Cordo's one of those guys. He's like the new early in his career. He's I don't know. There's just a few guys that just like it sucks how injured they are. Like Milos Raonic is one of them. Del Potro is the prime example of it. Cordo, hopefully he can stray away from that as he keeps going. He's still quite young, so he's got time. But and OJ Aliassime has nothing to do with injuries, but he's just not the player that I expected him to really be at the end of the day. I'd say the same thing about Chapo. I don't know. You can just never. It's so hard to know when these guys are young exactly how good they're going to be. Alcaraz, it was obvious, but everybody else, it's just really hard to know. Alcaraz, it was obvious because when he was 18, he was already doing everything. He was number one at 19 years old in 4 months. He's the youngest ATP number one ever. So since 1970 or whatever. It's another unforced error from Fritz, and this is becoming danger time for Taylor. Love 30. Still very much a match here. Fritz can make this a match, but he's got to hold here, you would think. Shelton's seeing the finish line for a Masters 1000 against Hachinov in sight, and both these guys know, look, that's an opportunity. Hachinov's not been in a Masters 1000 final since 2018. They both know this is one opportunity for sure. And that's no disrespect to Hachinov, just is what it is. He might win it. You never know. He just took out Zverev, but that's a big opportunity. Oh, backhand cross court. That's a good dig out of the corner from Fritz. Backhand down the line. Well controlled. Shelton showing the full colors of his skill set. Taylor Fritz showing why he's been tough to put aside, but it's love 40. Shelton has put together quite a high level at this tournament. Kind of reminds you of Popwin last year. Just saying, listen, this week, these couple weeks, this guy is playing something else. And we'll see if he keeps it up for next week. But listen, Shelton, even more than like he's no Alexei Popwin. He's number 7 in the world. And he's been playing the best tennis of his career. Even at the French on clay, he pushed Alcaraz. So he's been a tough player. That should have been 5 sets. Just like his opponent, I felt like should have pushed Alcaraz to 5 at Wimby. 1540 here. Yeah. Hachinov defeated Novak to win in Paris for the Masters 1000 title. Yeah, one of the crazier results, no doubt. Forehand from Shelton goes to the back end of Fritz. Cross court. Forehand of Fritz goes to the back end of Shelton. Backing down the line. Back end of Fritz. Drop shot. Shelton. Fritz runs. Slice. Down the line. Lob Shelton. Made it. And you knew it when it came off the racket. 3-2. Don't want to celebrate too early, but this is looking mighty good for Shelton. He always plays with the energy, likes the crowd involvement. Gets him hyped. Gets him finding his best tennis. Send a break for Shelton. He's looking for that first Masters 1000 semifinal. The finish line is truly in sight now. Bro, teach me speaking English. I don't know. I don't know if that's what I'm here for, but I appreciate that. I think it's a compliment, so appreciate it. Hell of a lob, really. Good feel. Shelton knew it right away. Shelton like that one. Winner's always nice, but it's especially nice when it comes at a moment like that. Shelton's ready for his moment. He's gonna like coming into a matchup in the final of his first Masters 1000 where he has a 1-0 record against Karine. If I'm not mistaken, if Shelton finds a way to win this title, which is still quite far away, but if he does, I think the highest ranked player not to win a Masters would be Demonor. Musetti also comes to mind. It'd probably be one of those two guys, I would think. What about Draper? Jack has Jack? Yeah, Jack won Indian Wells. I'm totally blanking on the fact that Jack won in Indian Wells. It would be Demonor, Musetti right after that, and then Tiafo, Tommy Paul after that, then Kaboli, and then Menzik, and then Fokina. And Fokina hasn't even won a title of any sort. It's crazy. Highest ranked players not to win a Masters 1000 title, but Demon would be the next highest ranked. It's still pretty believable Demonor hasn't won a Masters 1000 title, but it is kind of, it would be crazy if Shelton never finds his hands on one. He's seems about right. He hasn't done it yet. And he's still got Karine in the final. And Karine's has picked up a title at the Masters level before. Huge serve. How fast was that? 229 kilos an hour. 40-15 for Shelton. 230 kilos just comes easy to him. Crazy. It's like what, 145 miles per hour? Something like that. I think I got my prediction right. I said Shelton in 2. I was tempted to say Shelton in 3 because that would be the more acceptable prediction. But got to go with your gut sometimes. Shelton's been playing well. Match isn't over, though. 40-30. Shelton serve out wide. It's too good. 4-2. Just the way Shelton's serving, it almost feels like that lob was match point. Well, let's see what Fritz can put together. Serve from Taylor. Down the tee. Too good. That was quick. Big serve. Not as big as Shelton's, but they both can serve big. Serve Taylor. Out wide. Hell of a return. Forehand cross court. Backhand of Shelton. Forehand of Fritz. Right back to Shelton. Backhand pass. Shelton. Fritz with a volley. Another volley. Shelton running. That's going to be out. A hell of a rally. Shelton very solid. He's also 7 points away from a win. 15 all. Shelton putting in the yards, running around the court. Serve, Fritz. Missing too many first serves. A lot of them in the middle of the net. Serve out wide, back in from Shelton, down the line. That's going to be out from Fritz. 15-30. 2 breaks, is match would definitely be over at that point. That's what Shelton's looking for. I don't usually say that, but the match would be, in fact, over. Forehand, Fritz goes to the backhand. Drop shot. Shelton's a good drop shot. Backhand down the line. Backhand. Ooh. 30 all. Shelton just missing that backhand slice, going for a crafty shot. Shelton definitely feeling good about his tennis this week, and it's shown. Fritz can't find a first serve. That is not going to help his cause. Neither of these guys can really play their best level if they're not making any first serves. By the way, guys, don't forget to subscribe Quality Shot Tennis if you haven't already for more live streams, podcasts, and I was saying this earlier, I'll be in Winston-Salem for a few days covering that tournament, Winston-Salem Open, talking to hopefully some players there. So tune into that too. Don't forget to ring the notification bell for those videos as well. And check out all the Wimbledon interviews that we were able to do as well. I was able to do some interviews there too. 4-3. Fritz finds his way out of that game. I was saying earlier, by the way, that before Karine got the record, Hatchnoff got the record for longest gap between Masters 1000 finals. I was thinking maybe the record is for Dimitrov. I still think it is, but I just remember he made the Paris final in 2023. So for him, the gap would be from Cincinnati 2017 to Paris 2023, which, like with Karine, is also 6 years and some days, but that would be less. It would be like, I don't know, 6 years and like 100 days or something. But I would think he probably had the record before Karine got it for most days between two Masters 1000 finals. I don't know if that record is between your first and your second or just between two, period. Like if Stan Wawrinka gets to a final now, which is not going to happen, but if he gets to a final now, like would that count? Because that would probably be like 10 years since his last or whatever. Or I guess like 8 years since his last. Backhand Fritz goes to the backhand of Shelton, backhand of Fritz in the net. 15 love for Shelton. Starting off service game strong. Yeah, I think it's the first between two finals in a player's career, period. So I'm wondering, like, I wonder if any active player is going to beat that, making have an even longer gap, because the Masters tournaments have a lot more. Let's be honest, there's a lot more potential for players to have runs than at the Slams right now. Like Sinner Alcaraz are hogging up the slams, but they're not really hogging up the Masters the same way. I would say even to this point, the big three were more dominant at Masters than Sinner and Alcaraz have been at this point. That might change, but to this point, they haven't been that dominant at Masters. So there's a lot of opportunity for the rest of the field, especially because I mean they're both not even playing Canada. Like there are certain Masters where they're not even entered. Ooh, that would have been a big ace for Shelton, but hits the net. Net machine went off to the shock of the crowd. 40 love. Still. Game's not quite done. Shelton's gonna go for an even bigger ace here. Try to get the crowd excited. He did, but he didn't make it. Shelton went 238. He missed it. I think that's exactly what he was trying to do. Shelton with a big vamos. 5-3. Yeah, Shelton missed an 148 miles per hour serve. It's crazy. Hilarious. I love these two were rooting for Shelton this time. Yeah, it would be nice to see him make a first Masters 1000 final, right? Definitely a place he deserves to be in a big final. Hasn't been in a situation like that yet. Hatching Shelton would be a pretty, somewhat strange Masters 1000 final, but I mean, there's been definitely weirder, to say the least. It's not really crazy. What was the Indian Wells final? Draper Runa? It's pretty similar to that. Like Shelton is kind of like Draper, and I guess Runa is kind of like Hatchinoff. Maybe like a little bit more weird, but not really. I don't know. They're both not that strange, all things considered. Indian Wells was stranger because Alcaraz was in the tournament. Sinner had the suspension, I guess, around that time, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he did, yeah, because he didn't play after the Australian Open until Rome, I guess. Forehand from Fritz. That's in the net. It's 15-40 for Shelton, and Fritz game falling apart at the end here, but it's Shelton who's played an absolutely fantastic match. Incredible performance. Best this guy's ever played. Take it to the bank. Shelton, fittingly, best he's ever played. Also looking for something he's never done before. First big final. Fritz, serve. Backhand. Return. Fritz. Shelton. Hits forehand slice long. One more point for Shelton to lock in the first big final of his young career. Shelton looking for that W to set up a matchup with Hatchinoff. Fritz misses first serve into the net. Serve. Fritz. It's going to be a double fault. Ben Shelton's done it. Taylor Fritz will be disappointed, especially at the end of that match. He cracks his racket, but Shelton wins the All-American matchup, and he put up a hell of a performance. I called it at the start. I said Shelton in 2. He's going to take on Hatchinoff in the next, in the final. Shelton, watch out for this guy at the Open. This guy is playing amazing. Like I said earlier, he's one of the guys that I see testing Sinner Alcaraz if they play. He's certainly going to test them. And he's reliable. Like he'll reliably test them. I don't know if he'll beat him, but he's one of the more reliable guys I can imagine testing him. He's playing a really strong level. He's one of these fearless, confident guys. You need one of those. Thank you, Lexi. Appreciate you joining in. Shelton has a chance to get Canada Open. No doubt about it. 100%. Yeah, thank you guys for joining in. I'll try to do the final tomorrow as well. And yeah, I will cover and analyze the final do my weekly ATP power rankings as well. And there will be more stuff coming. Winston-Salem Open as well. I will be there. So check out, just keep your eye on the channel. Thank you guys for joining in. Ben Shelton, an incredible performance, really playing really well this week, finds his way through against Taylor, and he makes his first big final in Toronto. Thank you guys for joining in.